Rami back in another video because I'll enjoy today's video. Make sure to like, share the video to a friend and like what ifs or just anime content in general. Comment down below your thoughts and feelings about the what if and some what if suggestions that you'd like me to do in the near future or that you'd like me to do on my second channel where I also post what ifs and discussion videos. And with that being said, this is What If Naruto Had All Dojutsu Part 2, so hope you all enjoy. In the last part, we ended off with Naruto being dropped off at the Leaf Village by Itachi on his own agenda. Kisame had kind of questioned Itachi about this, but Itachi gave a fair enough answer for Kisame to just go back to headquarters of the Akatsuki, or the Akatsuki's hideout to be more exact. Naruto was also told by Itachi to seek out help from Hiruzen. As such, he would go to the Hokage office, or the Hokage Tower, whatever you want to call it, as he would then seek help from Hiruzen, telling him everything that he knew, A, about Orochimaru, B, about his life, C, about his parents, etc., as he did figure out that Minato and Kushina are his mother and father. Hiruzen would then tell Naruto to come with him, as they would go to a that was pretty secluded and had a campfire nearby. Hiruzen would then light this campfire with fire style, as he would tell Naruto to sit down. Naruto would then do so, as Hiruzen would tell Naruto that he apologizes for not taking responsibility. "What do you mean?" Naruto would ask, as Hiruzen would continue. "Yes, we sent Anbu squads and people like Danzo, Kakashi, Might Guy, and Asuma and Kurenai after you to look for you, but I should have been there. I should have been out there looking for you with them, but I didn't. I was too hurt because my wife died in the Nine-Tails attack. I'm so sorry." "It's really okay, old man." "No, it's not." Hiruzen would then shed a tear as he would tell Naruto that he cannot forgive himself. "I want you to be my successor." "Successor? What do you mean by that, Hiruzen?" "You will succeed me in becoming Hokage. The acknowledgement of all villagers you must obtain first, but then you will become a Hokage." "Okay, old man." "No, it's Hiruzen." It doesn't really matter to me." Naruto would then nod as he would go to Hiruzen for training every day, and they would just kind of bond together, and they would have like a father-son figure. Because, that's just how it's gonna be. And Naruto would kind of have like a brother-like role with Asuma and Konohamaru. Asuma being the big brother, Konohamaru being the younger brother. Naruto would then train vigorously, like I said before, with Hiruzen, as they would continue to train for about a year. During this year, Naruto has learned many techniques, as he's being trained directly by Hiruzen to precede him, Hokage-wise, as Hiruzen had learned of Naruto's Dojutsu and had helped him strengthen them and make his body stronger to deal with the strain of all the Dojutsu. Not only that, but Naruto learned many jutsu, most notably the Edo Tensei Jutsu, the Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu, the Water Dragon Jutsu, the Earth Dragon Jutsu, so on and so forth for other chakra natures. So like Fireball Jutsu for Fire Style, Fire Phoenix Flower Jutsu for Fire Style as well, Earth Dragon Jutsu, etc., Water Dragon Jutsu, Wind Bullet, things of the sort, right? But more importantly, he most relies on these jutsus, that being Wood Style and the Rasengan. And I know, you may be asking yourself, how would he know the Rasengan if Jiraiya didn't teach it to him? Well, it was said that Hiruzen knew all Leaf Jutsu, and even some Kekkei Genkai, like the Inuzuka's high sense of smell, which he used against Orochimaru, which would mean he knows the Rasengan, or at least the basics of the jutsu. And not only that, but Naruto managed to learn the summoning jutsu, and I know you also may be asking yourself how Naruto learned Wood Style. Well, he has Hashirama cells, but he was actually taught by Hashirama himself, using the Hashirama cells within himself to revive Hashirama and learn Wood Style through his teachings. This was also a heartwarming experience for Hiruzen, getting to see his former sensei and tell him all of the great things that he had done after his death. And Naruto on his own, after this training, fought against Yugito Ni and Killer Bee. He had found new ways to use his Tailed Beast chakra through fighting them, as he got a good handle on about half of the Nine-Tails chakra. Naruto's first way of using the Nine-Tails chakra is known as Assault Mode, otherwise known as Attack Mode, because he calls it Attack Mode, this version of it, because he also has another form of it called Attack Mode, Assault Mode. attack mode, assault mode. I kind of think that's a bit confusing, so I'm just going to make his first form that I'm about to talk about called attack mode, and his other form called assault mode / berserk mode. Anyhow, Naruto in this state pushes Nine-Tails chakra to his fist, legs, and chest, as he is able to increase all physical stats, only leaving his head unguarded. Next is defense mode, which Naruto collects all of his own chakra and the Nine-Tails' chakra and merges the two together. Also, you may be wondering how he masters half of the Nine-Tails. Well, it's pretty simple. If the Nine-Tails doesn't kind of rely on Naruto and doesn't really just give him his chakra, well, then Naruto genjutsus him. It's that simple. But through Naruto telling the Nine-Tails multiple times that he doesn't like to genjutsu him just so that he can use his power, the Nine-Tails kind of formed a bond with Naruto to where he'll let Naruto use half of his power. Anyhow, Naruto then has another form or state, whatever you want to call it, which is known as defense mode, which Naruto collects all of his chakra and the Nine-Tails' chakra, like I said, merging it together as he creates a chakra armor capable of tanking hits from a fatigued Hiruzen and second gate guy. Now you may be wondering again, why Kakashi has the second gate? He was only shown to use the first gate, and it's because Kashi has been training with Hiruzen, that being the first reason why he's, well, a heck of a lot stronger, and B, he was able to learn the second gate basically by going back to the first way that he learned the first gate, and that was by taking what Guy told him to do. And basically, this would take him about 6 months, even with the help of his Stage 3 Tomoe, or 3 Tomoe Sharingan. So this is a 2 times stronger Kakashi. Just so you know, the gates actually amplify your power by 6 times, and that's lowballing it each gate. So you could see how strong Kakashi's going to be. Anyhow, the last state that Naruto can use is known as assault mode / berserk mode. And no, this is not like Meliodas' assault mode. In this state, Naruto loses the ability to control himself, causing him to go berserk, due to the fact that he lets both his chakra abilities and the Nine-Tails' run loose, a dangerous combination at that. Hiruzen, seeing Naruto's skill, would tell him to join a squad, as Naruto would be placed on Team Kakashi, otherwise known as Team 7. Because he would have no scores in the academy, making him technically the worst academy student, and causing him to be able to be put on the same team as Sakura and Sasuke, and the same team that he was in on canon, or in canon. The events of the canon would unfold as the introductions go a lot different, especially because of Naruto's appearance. Naruto wore his regular orange spandex, but it had the symbols of the Uchiha, Senju, Uzumaki, and Sarutobi on his right arm, and the Hyuga, Chinoiki, Namikaze, and the Leaf Village's symbol on his left arm. And he carried a scroll on his back, which was basically attached by Velcro, which contained his summoning jutsu and a few items that he has sealed away, like 2 short swords, those are, and one of which that belonged to the late Shisui Uchiha, and the other of which that was remodeled. And now you may be asking yourself, why Naruto has all of these powerful jutsu, and why he's so overpowered? Well, if he has all jutsu that the Kashi has been training with Hiruzen, that being the first reason why he's, well, a heck of a lot stronger, and B, he was able to learn the second gate basically by going back to the first way that he learned the first gate, and that was by taking what Guy told him to do. And basically, this would take him about 6 months, even with the help of his Stage 3 Tomoe, or 3 Tomoe Sharingan. So this is a 2 times stronger Kakashi. Just so you know, the gates actually amplify your power by 6 times, and that's lowballing it each gate. So you could see how strong Kakashi's going to be. Anyhow, the last state that Naruto can use is known as assault mode / berserk mode. And no, this is not like Meliodas' assault mode. In this state, Naruto loses the ability to control himself, causing him to go berserk, due to the fact that he lets both his chakra abilities and the Nine-Tails' run loose, a dangerous combination at that. Hiruzen, seeing Naruto's skill, would tell him to join a squad, as Naruto would be placed on Team Kakashi, otherwise known as Team 7. because he would have no scores in the academy, making him technically the worst academy student, and causing him to be able to be put on the same team as Sakura and Sasuke, and the same team that he was in on canon, or in canon. The events of the canon would unfold as the introductions go a lot different, especially because of Naruto's appearance. Naruto wore his regular orange spandex, but it had the symbols of the Uchiha, Senju, Uzumaki, and Sarutobi on his right arm, and the Hyuga, Chinoiki, Namikaze, and the Leaf Village's symbol on his left arm. And he carried a scroll on his back, which was basically attached by Velcro, which contained his summoning jutsu and a few items that he had tucked away in case he has to get, like, serious. And by that I mean he just has to go all out. He also carries short swords within them, one of which belonged to the late Shisui Uchiha, and another that was remodeled after it. And now you may be asking yourself, why Naruto has all of these powerful jutsu? Well, it's because he was picked by Hiruzen to be his successor, and Naruto, in the eyes of the public, was very close to it. And that was without them knowing of his 3 Tomoe Sharingan, Byakugan, Tenseigan, Ketsuryugan, his wood style, and even his ties to the former Hokage Minato and former Nine-Tails Jinchuriki Jonin Kushina. If all of this info was revealed to the public, he would be accepted as Hiruzen's, I guess you could say, predecessor, or not necessarily the predecessor because he's a successor, so he's under him, but he'd be fully accepted as his successor. And so Danzo tried to take advantage of this because a few hundred thousand villagers were in outrage until Naruto went on a mission where he fought Yugato Ni and Killer Bee. I kind of dabbled in this just a tiny bit earlier in the video and talked about how he fought them, but I didn't really get into it. And he actually managed to make them surrender and run. This was on a mission to gather information about the Cloud and if they were still pushing to gain land, because the Cloud has been shown to be aggressive. Though, Naruto hates when people bring up the situation and the story, because both Yugato and Bee were fatigued from earlier missions, and they were previously injured. So, Naruto knew they weren't all at full strength. Anyhow, Sasuke and Sakura would say that they had basically what they had in canon. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that Sasuke and Sakura would say exactly what they had in canon for their introductions, whereas Naruto would say that his favorite food is ramen, and his dream is to become Hokage, as well as the fact that he hates people who give up. Naruto would then sleep the next day and would actually eat the next day as well, as he knew he wasn't gonna puke because he knew he was strong enough just not to, if you will. Naruto would then appear as he would then smirk to himself as Kakashi wasn't even there. Sorry for that background noise, it was a water bottle popping. Naruto would then say that he is ready for the bell test as he would look over at his subordinates slash teammates slash comrades, that being Sakura and Sasuke, as he would ask them if they have any injuries that he should take note of. Sakura and Sasuke would both shake their heads as they thought that Naruto was a bit of a weirdo and why he would ask them such a question, even though for Naruto it was pretty normal, as he was just making sure that his subordinates were at full capacity and could fight however they wanted. Naruto would then tell Sasuke and Sakura to help him out, as they would both decline, which was kind of surprising to Naruto, as most people wouldn't, especially knowing who Naruto is. But then he just assumed that they don't know who he is, and that would also explain why they were so reluctant to help him. Sasuke and Sakura would then be asked by Naruto again to aid him from left and right, as Sasuke would shake his head, deciding not to take orders from some snot-nosed kid with the lowest scores in the academy, which he would say. Naruto would smirk. Lowest scores in the academy. Sasuke, do you know how you become a strong ninja? How? Results. Because if one wants to become Hokage, they must show results. Results and results. Seriously? I don't care about your dream of becoming Hokage. No, even here now. Once, I met with somebody. A great man, a strong one at that too. He was strong enough to beat me. Well, kind of. His name was Itachi Uchiha. Sasuke would immediately go wide-eyed as Naruto would continue. He wore robes with red clouds on them, and he spoke very, almost maniacally. but also so calm and so quiet that you could hear water and raindrops dropping. I don't know if that makes sense, Sasuke. So I'm sorry for the complication in my words. Sorry for the complication in your words. You should be sorry for lying to me. Some kid like you could never go up against Itachi. Oh, right. You know him. Of course I know him. He's my older brother. He must be the person that you so badly want to kill. But he's not a bad person. He's not a bad person. Sasuke's Uchiha blood would start to boil. You don't know half of the story. Itachi killed our clan. And that's enough for me to hate him. That's enough for me to say that he's a bad person. I see. I don't know if I agree, but sure. Either way, I think that his motive in killing the clan wasn't because he just wanted to. There's something deeper. I know it. Anyhow, Naruto had only asked Sasuke and Sakura to cooperate with him because he knows the importance of teamwork, but he also knows the importance of going in solo. Kakashi, knowing who he was going up against, will quickly act. And if you were wondering why Sasuke and Sakura don't know about Naruto, mere 12-year-olds who just squeamishly made it out of the academy, like Sasuke and Sakura, sorry for that, Sasuke, have no clue about Naruto besides him being a last-minute pick for a team. That's why Sasuke blatantly defies Naruto. Naruto would then smirk as he was now staring into Kakashi's eyes. Naruto would then launch a water-style water dragon jutsu, as the water from the attack would cover Naruto's hair, which would then cover his Rinnegan, which was in his left eye, whereas his Sharingan, which was in the Three Tomoe state, was in his right eye. Also, Sasuke has not caught notice of this Dojutsu that Naruto has, that being the Sharingan, or Rinnegan actually, but he has seen Kakashi's, which would make him a little enraged. He would then step in front of Naruto, firing off an Uchiha-style Fireball Jutsu. This would catch Naruto's eye, but it would just be nothing to Kakashi, as he would quickly make a water-style Water Dragon Jutsu. Then, a lot of smoke would kind of appear, but it was actually just steam, but it kind of took on the form of smoke. It was from the water and fire colliding. Naruto would then continue to stare down Kakashi as they would make eye contact. Kakashi would then try to put Naruto in a genjutsu, as Naruto would then smirk. You can't happen to hope to make me move. Only auditory genjutsu can work on me. Sasuke would then appear in front of Naruto again, firing an Uchiha-style Great Fireball Jutsu again, almost as if he didn't learn from his past mistake. Kakashi would respond yet again with a Water Dragon, which overwhelmed Sasuke's Fireball this time, even though Sasuke was a bit enraged, seeing the Sharingan in somebody like Kakashi's eyes, somebody who, in Sasuke's mind, didn't deserve to have the Sharingan. But Sasuke had no time to dodge the Water Dragon that Kakashi had fired, as he would put his arms in an X-like shape, attempting to block. Sakura would then step in front of Sasuke, protecting him, which made her clothes wet, and would also send her into a tree, which would also cause Sakura to fall unconscious, to Naruto's and Sasuke's surprise, as well as a bit of Kakashi's surprise, as he didn't realize how weak Sakura was. But then again, everybody on the team is a jack of all trades, at least in Kakashi's mind. After that, Naruto would get into attack mode, which I mentioned earlier, where he basically uses the Nine-Tails chakra, mixes it with his own, as he does with every mode form he has, and then pushes chakra to all of his most important limbs for fighting. Naruto would then tell Sasuke to not get in the way, because if he does, he will get hurt. Naruto sensed the serious pressure of Naruto's seriousness, if you will, as Sasuke would decide to listen this time, seeing chakra physically emanating off of Naruto's limbs and deciding to agree with Naruto's judgment. Naruto would then rush towards Kakashi, sending him flying towards a wall of rocks. Kakashi would then appear behind Sasuke, as Sasuke would look at Kakashi, staring directly into his eyes, as Kakashi would place Sasuke in a genjutsu. Sasuke in this dazed state would stand still, as Kakashi would grab a kunai, ready to hit Sasuke, though he was bluffing, obviously not wanting to injure his own student. Naruto, before Kakashi could even get close to Sasuke, would headbutt Kakashi into a wall of rocks, as he would make contact, creating smoke upon impact. Kakashi would then stand up, as he would then start to cough a little. Naruto would then rush into the smoke, continuing his attack/onslaught. On the offensive, Kakashi would then be sent into Sasuke's direction. Naruto would then create a clone to grab Kakashi so that he didn't injure Sasuke. Naruto would then smirk, telling Kakashi that he should not underestimate him, and he should know that, knowing how powerful he is. As he would then kick Kakashi into the air, Kakashi would realize the damage that he's been taking, as he would decide to activate the first gate of opening, which he does have. Naruto would then make his clone throw him into the sky, as he and Kakashi would then start to go airborne and would have a fight in the sky, if that makes sense. Kakashi would then go toe-to-toe with Naruto, as Naruto would then tell Kakashi that he's no slouch, but that doesn't mean that he's going to win. Kakashi would then decide to test Naruto's wits, as he would raise his chakra up to about 60%, putting Naruto on guard and giving him enough time to send an Earth Dragon hurling towards Sakura and Sasuke. Also, you may be wondering why Naruto's not just clapping Kakashi, but like I mentioned before, this is technically a 6 times stronger Kakashi. Technically, depending on how much you think the gates increase your power, but this might even be a 12 times increase to Kakashi, depending on how much you think the gates increase your power. And even so, Naruto's not using the Sharingan's Eye of Hypnosis, and he's not using the Rinnegan's 6 pass abilities. Naruto would then quickly enter defense mode, as he would get on the ground, grabbing Sakura and Sasuke and tanking the damage for them, as he would rest them near the protection of a few trees. Naruto would then continue to fight Kakashi, as Kakashi would send a fireball towards Sasuke and Sakura yet again. Naruto would do what he did last time, pushing chakra to his feet and rushing to the ground. Before he could, Kakashi would get into his way, as he would then kick Kakashi to the ground with all of his chakra in his foot. Smoke would then appear, as a log would then fall on the ground, making a bit of a sound like a substitution jutsu would. Naruto would then grit his teeth. A substitution. Kakashi would then hit Naruto into the ground, making sure to conserve enough speed to block his fireball from hitting them, just in case. Then, in the last few seconds before the jutsu landed, Naruto would realize he didn't have enough time to defend Kakashi and block the attack from hitting his allies. Naruto, realizing there was nothing he could do, would yell out, "Wood style, wood wall." He would then protect Sakura and Sasuke, as he would continue to fight with Kakashi. Kakashi was surprised at how fast Naruto was, as Naruto would tell Kakashi that he's not too bad. As they would continue their fight, Naruto would then tell Kakashi that he's not playing around anymore, as he would then start to power up. The earth around him would start to shake just a little, as Naruto would smile. "I haven't used this much power on an opponent ever since I trained with Lord Third." How interesting. I'd really like to see what you have up your sleeve. Kakashi would then go full power as well, as they would then clash. The air around them was so dense that it would cause everything to shake, even a bit of the earth did. Naruto would then appear behind Kakashi, as Kakashi would appear behind Naruto, slamming him into the ground. Before Kakashi even realized it, Naruto was on top of Kakashi, ready to slam him into the ground as he would. Kakashi would then fall into the ground, as he would then do a little sidestep, causing Naruto to fall into the dirt, as he would then try to put Naruto under an auditory genjutsu, which Naruto would block the sound out of his ears so that this didn't work. Naruto would then tell Kakashi that he still hasn't used his Rinnegan, as this was the perfect way for Naruto to test it out on a opponent that wasn't Hiruzen, and also to basically see what his own sensei was capable of, and if his sensei was capable of leading him and kind of just being his sensei. Naruto would then tell Kakashi that it's over, as he would slap his hands together. "Now, Planetary Devastation." Okay, you may be wondering why Naruto uses such a big attack. I think that's a common trend in this video. I keep saying you may be wondering. I don't know why. But you may be wondering why Naruto is using the Planetary Devastation on his own sensei. Well, it's because he wants to gauge his power. And he just kind of wants to try out the jutsu, as he hasn't really been able to use it. Kakashi would then float into the air, as Kakashi is a pretty smart cookie, if you will, so I think he would be able to figure out the weakness to the jutsu, that being that if you fire a strong enough jutsu at its core, it should break, just like how Itachi figured that out. I think Itachi and Kakashi are about at the same smarts, if not, Itachi's just a little bit smarter. Kakashi would then whip out his Chidori, as he would power chakra into it, and enter the second gate, slamming his Chidori through it, and right through it, as the Planetary Devastation would be utterly annihilated, and both halves would kind of just fall to the ground, slamming into the earth, and causing the whole Leaf Village to feel a bit of a tremor. A light one, but a tremor. Naruto would then smirk. You truly are as strong as they say, Master Kakashi. Have you accepted me as your sensei? Yes, I have. How'd you know I was testing you? Pretty simple, Naruto. You're smart, and you're strong. You want to know if somebody who's your sensei is strong enough to be yours. You already know I have the wits. You already know I'm wise enough. But you wanted to know if I was strong enough. Strong enough to lead you, Sasuke, and Sakura. I hope I answered your question. But Naruto, I must say, you're powerful yourself. I truly do believe if you push yourself, that you will be Hokage. You think so? Yeah, I have no doubt. Just like your father, you'll be a great Hokage. Well, now isn't that great? At least I have your approval, Kakashi-sensei. Just call me Captain Kakashi. No, I like Kakashi-sensei just a little bit better. Fine, Naruto. Well, Kakashi, my two teammates over there, Sakura and Sasuke. What level of strength would you consider them to be? From what I gathered, Sasuke at best is high Genin level at the moment, and that Sakura girl, well, she's just high academy level. I saw no real skills used by her, besides her protecting Sasuke, and being hit by one of your water dragons, at least the last bit of the attack, and surviving to tell the tale. I'd give that low Genin level at least. She passed. Well, what was this exam really about? It was kinda cheap how you just busted the news on both Sakura and Sasuke, who spent 4 years in the academy, and told them that if they fail, they won't be passing. Yeah, you're right. It was about teamwork. I see. Now, wake them up. You're their comrade. Heck, you're their primary teammate, Naruto. You should do it. And you're their sensei. Now, I'm gonna go and train this Rinnegan. I've mastered most of its abilities, but I still have yet to test them out. And my Tenseigan and Ketsuryugan. Well, my Ketsuryugan's a bit of a tricky story. It's kind of brutal. And my Tenseigan, well, I think I'll use it for its chakra armor. But besides that, see you later, Kakashi. Naruto would then train, and eventually he would pass out, just on the grass, as he was exhausted from just depleting all of his chakra and fighting against Kakashi all out and trying to, like, save his teammates, everything, basically. And then the next day they would go on a few D-rank missions, as they would kind of get acclimated to being a ninja. Naruto was very bored of these D-rank missions because at the bare minimum he was used to B-ranks. Naruto would then request a C rank from Hiruzen, who would gladly give them one. But instead, new change to the timeline, Tazuna actually isn't making his, like, mission post, if you will, a scam. He's not scamming Team 7. He's actually put out that the mission is an A-rank mission, which is why Hiruzen actually doesn't give them a C-rank mission. He tells Naruto that he'll give him even better. He'll give him an A-rank mission, as Naruto has clearly shown the ability to do them, and with Kakashi on their team, it shouldn't be too hard for them to do so, especially since it would be very good experience for Sasuke and Sakura to really see the ninja world and not just fight some bandits or help somebody build a bridge. In this, you might even have to face off against the Demon of the Mist, Momochi Zabuza. I wonder if he's heard about me. Well, your name has skyrocketed through the other nations, like a wildfire, my son. You are right about that. Now, let's go. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi, known as Team 7, would then roll out and go to the Land of Waves with Tazuna. Tazuna now isn't sketchy to Kakashi because they know the specifics of the mission. They would be attacked by the Demon Brothers, but they weren't surprised that any ninja ambushed them, as they would easily be dealt with. And with that being said, this has been What If Naruto Had Dojutsu. Basically, where we're leaving off is with all the events of the canon going as per usual until Naruto versus Zabuza. And like I said before, all the events of the canon have gone the same, so Kakashi is still caught in the water prison jutsu, and everything like that goes the same. And now this is the second time that Zabuza is meeting Team 7. And as such, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Check out my second channel where I also make discussion videos and what ifs. Make sure to like, share the video, tell our friends, like, what ifs, or just stay my content in general. And Rami X loves you all. Rami X. Oh.